learned to an election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it. Working to the cover.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your Watchlist coming into August 4th, 2020, and the stock market is getting ready for the end of summer. That's a little weird considering this is the first week of August, but we saw a few different things today that range from the stimulus talks. Those broke down. We've been talking about that. We have some more updates on that, how that affected the market. We have one of the biggest earnings weeks, but again, we are seeing the first week of August, but at the same time, we are right in the middle of summer coming towards the end, and how the market is reacting to all of this. It's going to be able to give us some insight to when summer is over. So I want to talk about this with you guys, go over all this stuff, talk about what happened today, a little bit of a mixed bag, but kind of simple on what to focus on, and then as far as what we're going to be looking at for tomorrow. So I got the keys for you. I have the plays. We didn't make any plays today. However, coming into earnings, I have a few plays I want to look at and then some that we need to manage. So let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first thing in the description and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free $99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list, come to life. And yes, you can even meet your soulmate. Yes, yes, yes. Well, actually, that's not like a confirmed statement, and it's never really happened. We started it as a joke, and so I don't know. But there's a lot of cool traders. Hopefully we see you there. Hopefully you keep it positive and respectful too. And the most important thing you need to do, post your watch list below. Let us know what you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post them below and source that info. Shout out to Chad. We had our random play account today or whatever it's called. But thank you to all of those who post. But right off the bat, the first thing is this stimulus bill. So even towards the end of the day, we kind of got a glimpse of when they started talking about this, but this is the main thing in my opinion. But the fact that we saw the market react to it was kind of interesting. But overall, we were up a lot on the NASDAQ today, 1.5 points. We had some earnings continuations. There was Apple and then Microsoft, everything with that TikTok deal that we talked about. Pretty much everything on the watch list we were expecting. That was a very just the only things the market focused on today. So we kind of knew what to expect. The market moved a little bit and it didn't. There was some continuations like Amazon, like they dropped a little bit, but overall the NASDAQ was up. However, towards the end of the day, we saw the market react a little bit towards the stimulus talks, but that was the biggest thing. So right now, there has not been any extension on the stimulus bill. So they expired at the end of the month, all the unemployment benefits, but there's not been any sort of extension or agreement made by any of the political parties. So this is the main thing in focus. So we thought there would be an extension on Friday. There wasn't. They went into the weekend. We thought they would agree on an extension or some sort of deal. That didn't happen. We were kind of expecting that. Now coming into the first day back, Monday, they went in, Mnuchin, everything towards the end of the day. They said that they're going to meet tomorrow, but there has been no deal. It seems like there hasn't been anything. So what we want to see moving forward this week, I think, alongside some of the other data and earnings, this is going to be the main thing. But watch to see if there's a continued promise of talks, if it still kind of remains open throughout the week, if they're like, well, we're going to meet, and that they're kind of working on it and sticking to the same things they're saying now. Watch if it breaks down or if there is any sort of agreement or positive movements made. So that is the first thing that I'm going to be watching with the market. That's even what happened today. You saw the market even react a little bit to the news when it came out. So that caught my eye out a little. And again, we've already been anticipating that, but watch that. The next thing that happened today, I think this had an overall effect on the market, was that Microsoft TikTok news, because they went back and forth. But I would say this was the only other driver today that, which I thought was really good, not the Microsoft news, but what I thought was bigger was the ISM. A lot of the manufacturing data came in today and it was way better than expected. So plus add that to the earnings continuations and what we've already seen, and then the earnings anticipation, that kind of gave us the movement we saw today. Again, market didn't really do much. It didn't respond too big to anything on the up or downside. So keep that in mind in the context of earnings. But now what we're talking about was summer. So, the final point, if you guys could kind of even see it, even with the news, with the stimulus, even with what we're doing with data, Jerome Powell, this is like a giant continuation from last week, just there isn't the big kahuna reporting. So we're still locked in, but you're also seeing what can move the market. But at the same time, this is also summer and earnings. So you're also getting these weird type of lack of movements, or even with premiums today, we saw that on the Microsoft. I like them, but premiums will shoot up, come down a lot, and then still shoot up at the end of the day. Things are acting a little bit crazy here, but I think it's reminiscent as summer. And pretty much when you're seeing how all this news is playing out, you're watching gold, you're watching bonds. We're entering August now, even though it's the first week. I'm saying, when's summer going to end? Pretty much it's either summer's going to end when the actual seasonal summer ends, or Wall Street, the party might end early if some sort of data or any of the stimulus talks fail, like completely fail, or if there's any other negative black swan type stuff, or if there's something good that'll kind of let us know what we're going to be coming off the heels of. So I hope you guys are ready, because now it's a weird game of musical chairs, but we're watching all this stuff. So keep an eye out for it. Get ready for these earnings. Keep watching the political news. Again, even watch stuff like oil. You're seeing what happened with gold. Don't forget, other stuff can come to light. There's still everything with the virus, the vaccine, all that. So don't forget some of the other pieces that have already been moving, but then also what we got now. But that is pretty much it. I hope you guys are ready, but let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, the first thing is earnings. Don't forget, we talked about these. I have the list of the ones I want to play for earnings. These are the companies. You guys, again, post them below if you want to play anything else, or if you have any of these other companies. But Disney, Planet Fitness, Beyond Meat, ANET, Twilio, Win. These are the ones I think are going to be the biggest movers, the ones that I would want to play, or I'm going to be looking at. ANET, we already have a play. I still haven't trimmed it yet. I want to do that. Twilio, I don't have a play. We looked at it. They're pricing in a lot, but they've moved a lot. Even remember, last earnings was crazy. They've even moved up 100% since then. So we will do the earnings assessment live on this. Again, I've been kind of doing that, and really I haven't been too tempted to take any of these, because you guys have seen it. It has been continuation season. So again, another one of the plays I'm also going to be looking at is Chegg continuation. So they reported after hours. We were looking at the option chain today, and it looked a little bit weird, but you could kind of see how it's played out right now. It was expected to move 15%. It literally hasn't moved at all. So the premium sellers would have won. We talked about this today, but at the same time, continuation season after earnings seems to be the winner. So I like these plays like Twilio, ANET, Planet Fitness, but I may not end up doing them. I just want to be able to look and see. It all depends really how premiums move tomorrow and the overall market. So, and if I could get them cheap without breaking my rules. Usually if I could get them cheap with a realistic play with decent time, I like that. So that's kind of the rule. But if it's like a weekly with not a lot of time, aka a weekly, not a next weekly, and you end up spending more than 50, 60 bucks, and it's like 50% outside of the money, the strike price, you're getting a pretty crappy deal. So keep that in mind. That's part of some of the rules. So that's what I mean with some of these. I want to look, but some of these plays are going to be expensive. You saw that even after hours today. Like I said, I want to look for Chegg now tomorrow, and this could kind of even give us some insight into these other plays. So watch that. I like these, but again, out of the earnings tomorrow, if this does give you any insight, these are the three that I think are going to move. ANET, Twilio, Planet. I think they're going to be more likely to surprise or have earnings moves, given their nature and how they've moved in the past. And then also, like I said, runner up on Disney, and I might even do a quick flip on this in the morning if the earnings steam comes back up, but it wasn't too much. However, we did see companies get some earnings juice. So this is what I talked about yesterday on the watch list. I said wait to see if these companies have a big run up into earnings, and we'll be able to know, okay, is there actually earnings juice? One of those companies was Nvidia. You saw that. So Disney kind of did it, but I'm thinking if tomorrow's good, or if it starts off a little weak and there's a bounce, maybe there's a rotation, they might get the earnings run up. So I'm going to look for the quick flip in the morning if all the criteria meets there. But those are the first set of plays I want, and then I'm going to be eyeing tomorrow. Again, Chegg, if it could get cheaper and if they add more to that option chain, I want to see, because now I think after earnings, if it was pricing in as much as it was, I think there's going to be a big continuation on that. So we followed the rules. We didn't play a big premium on it today. I really think this is going to give us an opportunity. So keep your eye on that one. And then finally, Microsoft and Snapchat, if it gets cheaper, I would say in two different ways. One, we talked about the Microsoft Snapchat, the whole TikTok thing. It was looking very, very good. But then at the same time now, right off in the morning, all of the Microsoft premium just shot up. So we weren't able to get it, but let me show you what I was talking about. This is what I'm even saying with just like how the market's been moving in general. I mean, and this isn't, I don't like this option market. I don't like it when it does this, but you could kind of see, like, even if we went to like the August 24th, I think it was like right here throughout the day, pretty much they shot up in the morning. They doubled, tripled up in the morning. I don't even think that wasn't it. I think it was the August 270. Yeah, some of these, again, they were like at 18 cents, and I factored this in. Remember, the whole TikTok thing made them shoot up. So they already, everything opened up a lot, but then what happened throughout the day, they got really expensive, but then they came down a lot. So now this was the point to strike when Microsoft was still up all day today. It's not like Microsoft came down, but Microsoft kind of just held up. This was the moment to kind of strike on the contracts. It wasn't really there. So I want to look at this for some of these continuations, but what spooked me from playing Microsoft today was that even though we were expecting this right off the morning, a lot of these contracts were even up 300-400%. I think these, you can see right there, even on those 280s, outside of the money, even with time, you were paying a big premium. So I want to wait for these to either come down. Same thing with Snapchat now. Two things, Snapchat did come down, but what I'm expecting with them, I want them to come down so we could buy more shares, or I also want it to come down so the puts get more expensive so I could sell premium, because the premiums on the puts still needs to come up a little bit. So I still like that. We had a monthly deposit on the long term. Keep an eye out for that. Watch the interactions. But this Microsoft move may continue. I think it's going to be important. Again, we're still coming off earnings continuation, so watch that. However, don't break the rules. Don't get caught paying too much premium. A little bit of patience in paying an opportunity cost can go a long way, so I hope you're ready for that. But those are pretty much it as far as those plays. As far as everything else, the name of the game is going to be earnings and continuation. So again, watch Chegg. I like them. TWLO, like we said, Etsy, after hours, they had their report here, but they're going crazy a few days ago, right? I don't know what it is, but they've been going crazy on there. Keep an eye out for them. Even Space, they were supposed to have earning. They didn't go up much. I'm not really interested in this. Some of you guys are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you put it on the watch list. I'm just doing this for you. Again, it's good to keep eyes on what people keep their eyes on for, but know which ones you like. Again, I know I like Disney tomorrow. I'm going to see, hopefully, ANET I'm going to like as well too. We're watching Snap on that. Watch Microsoft. Watch the FANG and Amazon, Facebook, Apple, all that, because Amazon went down. I thought this was interesting. Despite some of the other moves, Amazon had a good earnings, but remember, it didn't take that big of a bite. If you remember, Nigel was talking about that with how good they did, but you could see what Apple's doing. You could kind of even see Facebook looks a little bit the same, but they had a bigger move, so that caught my attention. Don't forget about those rotations, again, even with how these other companies report. But after tomorrow now, we are still going to have more companies to look at, so I want to see that. I want to see what we learned from these first 2 days of all these other companies, the continuations, or how that develops, and then we'll have a little bit of a more clear picture, and then we'll be able to go from there. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to understand this is just a little moment, and whatever moment you're at now is leading to something. So do not trip. Control the balance. If you follow the rules, you can't lose. If you don't know the rules, don't get ahead of yourself and slow the game down. Control the budget. Keep it small. But the code loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.